enough of that. Fear is a comedian, right? Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's not a comedian. Maybe it's, I can get these right, a chameleon. A chameleon. The reason why I'm thinking that is because fear wears many hats. And I was laughing about this morning. I was looking in Sam's room. He's got all these sports relief company noise, and I thought, yeah, well, fear can be quite funny, but not in the way we think. And I thought, well, it's not really a comedian, is it? And then I looked at these noses and thought, well, they're all different disguises of the same thing, and they all come from the same place, just like fear does. But it's never the big scary monster that you imagine it. You know, this huge monster, big scary fangs, that's going to shoot you and kill you and stab you all its claws. We make it that way in our minds, because our minds are very creative, very imaginative. If we've got a little story surrounding a fear, then we'll make it massive to prevent us going forwards. But why do we do that? Because the thing is never the thing. What you think you're scared of is not the real reason why you're scared. And fear is illusory anyway. It doesn't exist except in your mind, unless you act on a fear and actually do something because of something that just exists in your mind. And that's the weird thing, isn't it, about fear? It's the fact that we create it based on past stories. This could be feeling that we are not worthy enough if we show up in the world, and we'll be judged. And most people don't want to be that. We don't feel enough. We don't feel worthy enough to show up. Or if we try and show up and do something, it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel congruent. You're trying to get something done and it doesn't come out right. But the thing isn't the thing. There's always another reason, an underlying cause why you act and behave in a certain manner. When we're stressed, for example, mindset goes out the window. It's all about brain set. Neuroscience tells us that. Our brain switches off the thinking part, switches on the reaction part, the limbic part, the part where we just act out something instantaneously, what we did the last time we felt a certain way. The beauty about all of this, though, is every reason why you act or react, whether angry, frustrated, pissed off, whatever it is, it's always born out of fear. There's only ever two thoughts: love, fear. And all the frustrations, all the anger, all the fear comes from one side, and it always works that way and keeps us stuck. But if just for a minute that you accepted that you could do anything you wanted, and it was never as scary as you thought, and if you actually just took one small step forwards, no matter how big it was, towards what you actually wanted, just to see if it was as scary as you thought it was, maybe then you maybe see that it was not as scary as you think. The problem is, though, is when you take that step in the world and you allow the stories to pull you back. I know we've already all been there before. So for me, I just want to remind you that fear wears many hats. It comes in many disguises, many noses. And the acronym false evidence appearing real. Yeah, I get that, because there's nothing real about it. We create it and then we choose to believe it. And then you've got another acronym for fear, which is face everything and rise. And this is what this video is about. You act in spite of fear. Because that's when you grow, that's when you improve, that's when you actually get where you want to be and be able to grow into who you want to be. Is to act in spite of how you feel. Because it's feelings that we create from the thoughts we create. So how cool is the fact that we can actually create different thoughts? So why don't us? Why don't us? Why don't we? Why don't we actually create the thoughts that we actually would like? Comes back to judgment, comes back to feeling that you're not good enough or you're not worthy of it. Bullshit. I'm calling that out now because I've called it out myself plenty times. And when you call that out, you feel something, don't you? that proves that it's come from the wrong place. If you feel nervous, then that's coming from fear. If you feel excited, that's come from love. But it's the same feeling. It just comes down to a lack of clarity of who you were, who you are, and what you want to achieve and why you feel you are here. What is your purpose? So, is fear a comedian? Is it a chameleon? Does it wear many hats? How does it operate in your world? What's it preventing you from doing? Let me know, and I'll help you. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.